What's up, everyone? Anthony Taylor here. Today, I wanted to share with you some stuff that I thought might help you and your organization be more successful. And today, I wanted to talk about trends that are coming up or we're seeing in the workforce. And I thought I'd just do a quick live today since I had a bit of time. I had a nice little afternoon coffee, and I said, you know what? Let's answer some questions from Reddit. That's a weird thing to do, but I thought it'd be worthwhile. And before I answer that question, I just want to kind of share, what made me think of this. So recently, Gartner put out this updated pestle graphic where they cover technology, political, economic, social, cultural, trust, ethics, regulatory, legal, and environmental. So in our strategic planning process, we always look at trends. And Gartner just recently added this, I suppose, tapestry piece to it. And the biggest one that came out of it was trust and ethics. And so I was thinking about this, and I was doing a strat plan session the other day, and we're talking about, all of these trends. And one of the big trends that's coming up that you hear a lot of is with HR and people. So I thought today I would do a special live stream around kind of some of the news and regulations that happen around both HR and people and trust and ethics. And so let me pull up the original question that came up. And so one of the things that you're seeing a lot of these days, oh my goodness, of course, all my windows are coming up. So this one's saying, hey, recently my employer revealed that our financials are not in a good place. We had a small round of layoffs last week, and they dropped the bomb that raises were canceled. What would you do? Now, this was a couple months ago where this came out, but I wanted to just share, some of the themes and trends that are happening, at least I'm seeing in the workforce, that you can use as a CEO to have you think about what's going on. So, first of all, I'll start with what not to do. Where Ubisoft CEO came out, this was at the end of January, and he said, well, basically, we're in a problem and it's your fault and your responsibility to fix it. Now, I don't necessarily disagree with the idea or the essence that it's important to galvanize your team to move forward and to bring them in. But don't say that it's everybody else's fault, because it certainly isn't. It's the leadership team fault, which is great because you can, as a leader, engage your team. But first of all, what not to do: do not put your foot in your mouth. Do not tell your staff that it's their fault, and make sure that you are able to bring them into solving the problem. Now, you might have seen another thing that happened around all these tech companies, basically hiring, and then firing. Well, the biggest difference was Apple actually never had to do big layoffs. And so what I thought was interesting about how Apple approached it is they predicted growth appropriately. Now, I think it's easy to predict growth appropriately when you make a boatload of money and you just make tons and tons of money on everything you touch. But I think as a leader, why I wanted to share this was I think it's important for organizations to get back to the basics of, what makes your organization good. Big tech had high growth. They had a small reduction in staff to match up, basically to make the market happier. And then they're still going to keep growing. Whereas Apple hasn't done those big layoffs because it's still, making boatloads of money. Unfortunately, what's happening is a lot of other organizations are losing people, are cutting back because of the overall kind of market sentiment. A lot of things are happening in the market where people are saying, hey, the market is in a downturn, the inflation is coming, and it's hurting them. So as a manager and as a leader, I think it's important that you align your team, you get back to the fundamentals, and you not reorganize, but get refocused on what's most important. A couple weeks ago, I shared a video from Shopify about them adjusting their meeting structure. And then this was something I saw from Facebook, and hopefully the sound comes in. So I thought that was cool in that context. When you look at big companies hiring a lot of people, letting people go, you look at Shopify adjusting their meeting structure, and Facebook or Meta saying, hey, let's adjust our management structure. So, as a CEO, as a leadership team, and really as a leader, I think everything at this point in time is on the table for you to reflect on, for you to look at and adjust how you do business. I know internally when we looked at our own organization saying, hey, is our entire business structure set up to be successful? There was a lot of things that we could look at: consumer preferences, changes in marketing, changes in sales, changes in automation. You look at what's happening with AI and chat GPT, how it's disrupting everything in your organization and how you could do things. And so I think as an organization,